Okay, welcome to warm up and cool down, effects and benefits. For this, you want to be thinking about maybe a 6-mark question. What were for the biggest? What would be the effects of a warm up, or why would you warm up? Why would you cool down? So always thinking about that. Some of the slides are a bit of detail. Write them all down, but then you might, when we come to exam technique and things like that, just choose 3 or 4 of your favourites. But anyway, here we go. Okay, so warming up, and you should know this from your PE lessons, from whatever teams you play in, and it should go something like this, that you have a gradual pulse raising activity. So you walk or you jog or a light swim, or you do something to get your heart rate increasing. Okay, and that's going to start moving the blood around the body. It's going to warm the muscles up. Okay, that's to increase the amount of oxygen to the working muscles, and then once you've done that, you're ready to stretch. Okay, it'd be a bit silly to stretch before you're warm. So you stretch, and here we've got just the idea of stretching relevant muscles depending on what activity it may ask you to be warming up for. You would do different stretches, different muscles, and we'll talk about, maybe the difference between rock climbing and football, and why you might stretch in different ways and for different muscles. So you're going to stretch the relevant muscles. What we mean by relevant is those which are going to be used in the activity. Okay, then you would start some skill-based practices. You might get the footballs out, the rugby balls out, and you would start maybe throwing them around, kicking it about. There might be a few drills just getting you ready for the game. Okay, and this is basically what we're doing, or getting us physically ready for the game. And then the final part is the mental preparation. Again, that's starting to get focused, using techniques, deep breathing, thinking about the game. So it's not just our physical warming up, it's also our kind of mental preparation. So pulse raiser, stretching, get the balls out, get the footballs out, get the rugby balls out, get used to that, then mental preparation. And you would see everyone from 6-year-olds all the way up to professional football players using this type of warm-up and the way it moves through. Okay, so effects and benefits of a warm-up. Body temperature will increase, okay, getting us ready for exercise. Stretching increases our range of movement. So if you think about football, you might need to, early on in the game, get your leg up high to bring a ball down, or you might need to jump, or you might need to catch something in rugby. And that's going to increase your range of movement of your shoulders, your knees, your hips, okay, and make you a better player during the game. It's gradual, so it's getting towards competition pace. And you slowly build up to the point in which you're completely ready for the game event. Again, I don't know if you've ever kind of turned up and played a sport without warming up properly. You're never quite, psychologically prepared, we say. So it also gets you focused, and you obviously, if you're in a team sport, you're talking to your teammates, you're, geeing each other up and getting ready for it there. There's the idea that you've practiced the skills. Okay, you've done that type of pass that you're going to be asked to, left-handed, right-handed, left-footed. You've practiced your headering, you've practiced whatever it is. So the first chance you get to do it in the game, you're ready. Golf, I always think about here that if you don't warm up in golf and you just go straight out and start hitting the ball, okay, you're not going to be anywhere near the level of if you'd gone out and kind of had a 100 range balls and practiced all your clubs. You're going to be in a much better place after doing that. Injury reduction, so less chance of injury, and an increase in the amount of oxygen being carried to your muscles, so you're able to deal with the effects of sprinting and moving around fast quicker because you're already increased the amount of oxygen moving. Okay, so we'll discuss this in class and look at past questions, but you want to think about maybe choose 2 or 3 of these. How would a cycling warm-up be different from a football warm-up, or rock climbing even? What muscles would you use? What type? How high would you have to get your heart rate for it? Even golf warm-up maybe would be the most different out of all of them there, because that's a lot more mental than it is physical. Okay, and we'll look at those kind of questions. Cooling down. So this is after your activity, your game, or whatever it is, and you need to cool your body down slowly. So it's an activity to maintain your breathing. So you walk around, you might jog. It's a gradual reduction in intensity. Okay, and you stretch again at this point. Lots of people don't do that. They go straight off, having a shower and off they go, and they forget to stretch. to cool down. Leading on to that, why do we cool down? It allows the body to recover after exercise. This idea of lactic acid, if you've covered it already in your GCSE course, that will make sense. If you haven't heard that term yet, then we're going to go through it in later lessons. You've all felt lactic acid build up, usually in your kind of quads and hamstrings. If you've been asked to sprint for a long time and you get that slight pain in your legs, that's the build up of lactic acid. And then you breathing heavily, and actually breathing afterwards reduces or removes that, okay, and starts to help you recover properly. Then we've got this key term of DOMS, delayed onset of muscle soreness, and it can help to prevent DOMS. Now, you've probably all had DOMS as well, that feeling the next day after you've done a lot of exercise that muscles ache or are a bit sore. That is muscle soreness. Again, we'll look at this in class, but how might one differ from another? It might be worth thinking about it here before you get to the lesson. How might it be different? That'll be some of the questions that you ask. What does a rock climbing cool down look like as opposed to a football cool down? And we can discuss that. Some quick ways of remembering it. Okay, you could go back to your notes now at the top and put TIMO. Okay, the benefits of warming up. TIMO, temperature increase. I for injury chances reduce. M for mental preparation, and O for oxygen. Okay, a very good way of remembering that. He could be your Aussie guy that warms up, TIMO. Okay, remember as well the benefits of cooling down. We've got RCOMS here. Okay, R, start to recover. C is about carbon dioxide removal, and OMS is the delayed onset muscle soreness. So RCOMS and TIMO. So TIMO, RCOMS is the way to remember this.